Transverse pulse is a wave that is either up or down or side to side. The pulse changes shape as it goes down because the amplitude becomes smaller, and the speed doesn't really seem to change much, but if anything, it slows down a little bit. A longitudinal pulse is forward and back, and the difference between a transverse and longitudinal pulse is transverse is side to side and longitudinal is forward and backwards. And like basically sound waves are longitudinal, and like microwaves are transverse. The initial amplitude basically depends on how hard you shake the slinky to the left or the right. And the bigger the amplitude, basically, would mean it would be faster because you are shaking it harder, sending more energy through the slinky. And the different frequencies did have different speeds, because if you make smaller waves, there are just more, but I don't know if they really go as fast because of just there's so many, there's not as much energy being forced into the slinky at each thrust backwards and forwards or side to side. And the difference between wavelengths and frequencies is how many waves per basically the distance that it's being covered, and the wavelengths is the size of each wave that makes up a frequency. And what affected the distance between the ends? With a smaller or shorter distance, the frequencies are normally not as high because there's less distance for the waves to travel, which gives it less time to create waves. And normally with shorter, depending on how tight you pull the slinky, they're normally slower. The pulses are. The bigger amplitudes are normally on larger distances, not short distances, because there's less room to work with. And when you change the tension, the waves and the frequencies are a lot sharper, and the frequencies are a lot higher. And that's conclusion part 1.